Hello everyone, welcome back to JK Collectibles. I am your host Jonah, and today we are bringing you the first edition Jungle set reveal. So as you guys might remember from an earlier video, this was the very first pack of Pokemon cards that I ever opened, was a Jungle set. So this is one that's pretty special to me. A set, I think it's got a lot of great artwork in it. It's got a lot of cool cards. It's got my personal favorite card that I used back in the day, and I'll show you that. It won't take long to get to that one. It's one of like the first ones. So I'll give you guys a little bit of history. So Jungle first edition set was released later the same year that base set first edition was released, or rather base set was released, because base set was released in January and then Jungle was released sometime in June or July. I don't have the exact date written down in front of me, so let's actually get to it and open up our great Pokemon Tome of Knowledge. Alright, conveniently tabbed to the glorious giant Pikachu, and happy birthday, Pikachu. Alright. Little Articuno Moltres Zapdos action for you. Alright, so here we go. So here is the set. Starting with Clefable into the holographics. So if you guys were curious, I actually looked up how much these cards kind of run right now. And Kangaskhan is actually the one that's the most valuable, which I was a little surprised about. But after looking at some other Kangaskhan's that I have, because we have actually a few of each of these first edition Jungle cards, and the way the holographic is on it is, I don't know, like there's a lot more damage that I found on the Kangaskhan's on average. In fact, we can kind of pull this one out. I know I'm not wearing gloves, but we're going to take a look. So this one's actually in pretty good shape, but typically, I don't know if you can see, the holographic on this one is a lighter color, and it would cause a lot of damage around the corners and edges, which is something that, I didn't really notice on any of the other cards that I was examining. Alright, let's keep going. And there you go. Snorlax. Snorlax was my favorite card back when I used to play, mainly because of his ability Thick Skin. So where status effects didn't affect him, and I thought that was really useful. It was great to have a consistent damager out there. He had decent HP. It worked out for me sometimes. All right, moving on. So, as you guys remember, first edition base set, or rather base set 1, did not have a non-holographic print of any of their holographic cards. They actually had a separate rare set of cards. And I'm not sure if this was true of all of the Japanese sets, but it was true of a number of them where they didn't bother doing a non-holographic print. It was the hollows were the hollows, and that was that. But Wizards of the Coast, being an organization that liked to grab the cash while it was hot, they did more prints. And I will say one thing is that when you're playing a trading card game, you would much rather play with the non-holographic version, because even back in the day, I'm trying to think of who was the most valuable Pokemon in this series back in the day. Maybe it was Jolteon or someone. But you have a $20 card. No kid's gonna really want to play with a $20 card. If you knew it was $20, if you didn't know it was $20, ruin it. All right, moving on. So now we're into the uncommons, starting with Butterfree. Moving on. Trying to see, like, oh, you see there they got CGI art. You know, if you guys know, like, it seems like a few more of the cards these days use CGI art than back in the day. On average. I mean, there were still a bunch that used it back then. Okay, Eevee. I like this Eevee card a lot because he's so happy. He's chasing the butterfly, and that's just a regular butterfly, you know. So it's kind of proof that, you know, I guess if you were ever wondering if real world animals and Pokemon existed in the same universe, there it is for you, right there. All right, so now moving on, Meowth. So Meowth, I'll show you this when we get to the promo cards, but Meowth, I think it was Fruit Roll-Ups, or it was like a knockoff Fruit Roll-Up, where this, this outline was gold and was a cool promo. This one was actually interesting when I was doing my research on this. So Pikachu, this Pikachu was actually the Wizards of the Coast promo for this generation. In fact, it might have actually been. Yeah. It was the Wizards of the Coast promo for this generation. I didn't want to actually show you too many of the promo cards there. Just want to take a little sneak peek, confirm what I was saying. But this Pikachu had actually had a very rare release where this jungle symbol was instead the promo symbol. So still first edition, but this would be a promo symbol, which was a very rare thing. I think what I read is about 1 in every 10 boxes on average had one of these things. I personally have never seen one. If you've seen one, you know, send me a link. That would be really cool to see. All right, now we get to Venonat, and that's the end of the cards. And there we go with the Pokeball, and you guys get a little sneak peek of Pokemon Fossil. So, you know, that's the reveal for our Jungle first edition. Much shorter set than the base set was, but still a lot of nice cards. This card had Eevee, had all the evolutions in it. And I do want to actually go in. I wanted to say, I wanted to apologize to you guys for messing up and not getting a video out next week, or rather last week. I went to LA Comic-Con last week, and I was originally all set up to go to upload it on Friday night to release on Saturday. And then I started watching the footage that I captured, and I had a new setup in my room. So actually, if you notice, where I'm at right now is not my room. This is actually my, I actually borrowed this setup from my brother-in-law, due to the fact that we're still going through cleaning at our place, because of all that damage, you guys. I know it seems like it's been a while, but they're laying the tile now, and we're finally getting back to like a nice steady state of everything around the house. But yeah, I went to LA Comic-Con last week, and I could have, you know, I just, the footage was choppy. I had a new setup, I had a new camera, I tried recording with a different software, and it just looked terrible, and I couldn't in good conscience upload that. So I apologize for that. We're going to get back to being consistent with you guys. Every Saturday at 5 we're going to be uploading these things. So yeah, I did actually, at LA Comic-Con, not to make this video too long, I did get some cool stuff there. I got a couple of packs of the EX boosters, and then I got an original Pokemon Blue video game card for Game Boy Color, and I'll show you those in the next video for Fossil First Edition. And I actually kind of like had a little bit of buyer's remorse. I will say this though, there's a shop in San Diego called Game Rave. He's got a website, gamerave.com. Please check the link below in the description. He's a great guy. He He's a very ethical seller of collectible cards, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering. He says, he advertises he does not weigh packs. And this is something that, for you guys to know, is that some people out there will buy boxes from the Pokemon Company or Nintendo, and they will weigh the packs and pull out all the ones that are heavy, which is to say the holographic ones are on average, you know, probably a few grams heavier, maybe a gram and a half. I don't know. I have no idea, but heavier. And pick those out of the boxes, and then what they will sell to you, the consumer, will be the non-holographic card packs. And they'll keep, you know, the lion's share of the valuable cards to themselves. Very unethical way of doing this entire process, and I understood that people would weigh them, weigh packs, but I didn't realize it was that bad. So I really like the guy. His name is John. Again, GameRave.com. Please go check him out. Really good guy, but like I said, I kind of had buyer's remorse with the EX booster packs that I bought because, you know, I'm trying to like stick with the really old vintage Pokemon sets, which is everything that was first generation. And some second generation. I will say I have some second generation. So I think I'm just going to put them right back out into the market, resell them unopened, because you know, until I actually finish cataloging these cards, I don't really feel comfortable like starting a new collection, if you guys understand that. So I'm just gonna put them back on the market and just, you know, hopefully get the money back on them. So I want to say thank you to everybody who's been subscribing to the channel. I love you guys. Thank you for sticking around, and stay tuned. We got more to show you. All right, everybody, take care.